Tyreek, you in trouble. What's up, YouTube? It's Monique back with another recap. Power Season 6, Episode 5. Alright, so the episode starts off with Tyreek and Effie playing a game of chess. And of course, it seems like she's been winning thus far. So Tyreek ends up beating her. She leaves the room and she texts this unknown person. And it seems like she's been involved with his competition, or she is his competition as far as, selling pills around the campus. So she's been playing him this whole time. Go figure. I thought that they were going to be, the older version of Ghost and Tasha, but she's been playing him. So Ghost decides to meet up with Ramona and Tate, and he says he's done with the campaign. Ramona immediately says, "This is a mistake. We need you. Please reconsider." So Ghost says he can't shake his past. He says, he can't change. And Tate, of course, he's like, okay, I don't need Ghost. I don't need him at all. Just listen to what he says. It's my call. And Ramona, she's trying to do whatever she can to keep Ghost in this campaign because she knows that Tate is stronger with him. But Tate, he said he calls the shots and it's basically over. So then Detective Rodriguez, she's talking to Sax and she's letting him know that based on Angela's death, that she was facing Jamie because it was something about the way the blood splattered. And so I guess Angela, she saw her attack her. But of course, Detective Rodriguez, she still thinks Jamie knows and Jamie's out for revenge. Tasha and Tommy, they link up like they normally do. And Tasha keeps telling Tommy that she's broke, she needs money. She offers to clean money in her new daycare, but Tommy, he's not with it anymore. He's thinking about, how Keisha feels and how Keisha wants nothing to do with Tasha anymore. So he's done helping, Tasha as far as, cleaning the money. Sax meets up with Dre and he wants to know what type of information he has. Dre feels a little iffy about telling Sax information because, they took away his deal. If Dre doesn't tell Sax what he wants to hear, then Dre's gonna face some charges. So Sax decides to be a little conniving and he shows Dre that his daughter is in like a nearby police car. Of course, Dre, he wants his baby back. He wants his baby Heaven back. So he tells Sax that, Tommy, he's basically the one that's moving the weight. So I'm not sure if that's enough. At least that's enough for now. But, Dre, he's angry. He wants his daughter back, so he's going to do whatever he needs to do. But, Dre is for Dre. So Dre's going to do it good for Dre and his daughter. So Sax is in trouble with the police force. It seems like he set up a little trap for Maria, but he didn't let, the little squad, he didn't let them know what his true intentions were. So they didn't catch Jamie. They didn't see Maria's dead body. So he's just in a lot of trouble right now. And they also want to know why Proctor, he was at the scene when his ex was dead. He was the one that called it in. So, they feel they're a little curious about that and why he was even there. So Tasha, she stays at her daycare, I guess, a few hours after it closed. She's waiting on her client to pick up her daughter. And it seems like she don't got the money. So Tasha, being the mother she is, she's understanding. She lets the lady know, okay, you can pay me the next day because the lady offers to pay double, and she lets that slide. When she's leaving the daycare, this guy named Zig confronts her. Tasha is like, I got security cameras, so whatever you're gonna do is gonna get caught on camera. He basically says, you can't open up this daycare without the community's, approval. And I guess she's a little confused, and he's like, okay, I can help you. I just need, $1,000 the next day in order for you to keep this operation open. So, she's like, what can I do? So, but, Tasha, she's going to think of something. Ghost and Dre, they meet up. They both agree that Tommy's in over his head. He's messing up. Ghost lets Dre know that he met up with Jason, and they form like some type of deal. Like, he doesn't have to be the distro as long as he finds someone else for the job. Dre immediately, he figures he's the man for the job. He's like, why can't it be me? Dre always wants to be in charge. He wants to be the top guy. He has different intentions. Like, forget all this alliance stuff. Dre's thinking about himself. Proctor talks to Uncle Benny about him being the executor of his ex's estate because she never changed her paperwork because she must have been, out of it. Sax, being the true stalker he follows up with Proctor. He wants to know the full story on his ex. He lets Proctor know that he has a secret recording implicating him in, some stuff. And Proctor, him being a lawyer, he already knows that that's illegal. You can't do stuff like that. But Sax wants information. Proctor has to give it to him. Tyreek decides to use fake pills. It seems like he's been using this old A&V room at Choke. And Effie, she in the back where he don't see her. She's spying. She conniving. She trying to take him down. Proctor meets with Ghost. He lets Ghost know, like, Maria's still gonna testify against you. I don't know what you did. Ghost is like, I paid her. He doesn't really care if she testify against him or not. Like, Ghost is under the impression, like, he is him. Like, he can't change. It is what it is. He gonna be the old Ghost. Proctor says you need to kill Maria. It's you or her. Like, if she testifies, everything you've ever done is going to be blown up. Everybody's going to know about it. So he has a decision to make, to kill or not to kill. Ramona texts Ghost and she's like, Tate, he did terrible. He needs you. We're desperate. Come back. Tommy decides to pull a knife out on Proctor because he wants to know why Proctor didn't tell him that Ghost was also going to be after Alicia. Proctor tells Tommy that Maria's gonna testify against him because he wants Maria dead, and he's trying to get in Tommy's mind to kill her. He's trying to get in Ghost's mind to kill her. One of them gonna kill her, and that's gonna be that. Tasha decides to try to take back some of her clothes to some, expensive boutique or one of those expensive shopping places she goes, and they decide that they're not gonna return anything. She needs some extra money. So she's kind of like looking embarrassed, kind of. She runs into Keisha. Keisha sees that Tasha's struggling a little bit. She tries to kind of throw that in her face. Keisha, she doing really good. Her hair salon must be doing some good business. She looking good. Okay, so Tasha, she tries to get back, and she's basically bringing up, Tommy's ex, because Keisha lets her know that Tommy's mother had to stay with them for a few days. And she brought up his ex, and then Tasha is like, okay, do you know what happened to Tommy's ex? Like, do you know anything about her? You need to watch out. Like, don't get over your head like she did. So that's in Keisha's mind. You already know she's going to talk to Tommy about it. Proctor meets up with Sax. Sax lets Proctor know that if he wants a clean slate, he just needs to let him know who killed Angela. Proctor's talking to Uncle Benny. He's letting him know the full situation. He let him know that he messed up, that he set up his ex. He's the reason why she overdosed. He watched her die. Like, he could have did something. He could have called the police. Meanwhile, his daughter is listening in. They think she's asleep, but her eyes are wide open. Uncle Benny gives Proctor a gun in case he needs it. He wants him to be protected. Proctor confesses to Sax that Tommy's the one that killed Angela, that it wasn't Ghost, that he's innocent. Sax doesn't want to believe that. He wants Ghost to go down for some reason, but he has to accept that. Tasha and the dean, they show up to Tyreek's dorm room randomly. They're basically confronting him. They know that he's been using the old A&V room to, push his drugs. Like, he's been, mixing them up there. So he's immediately expelled. Tasha is furious, and Ghost is going to be when he finds out. So right before Tyreek has to leave his room, after he gathers a few of his possessions, he looks at the chessboard. I think he's starting to thinking, did Effie set me up? Proctor and his little girl, they show up to Ghost's penthouse. They want to know if they can stay. Proctor lies to Ghost and says someone's after him, something about him having to testify. Of course, Ghost understands, especially after he found out that Proctor's ex passed away. So he lets him stay. And then Tasha, she shows up immediately with Tyreek. She lets him know that he's been expelled. Ghost get all up in Tyreek's face, basically saying what's going on. And Tyreek fighting back. And Ghost push him, and then Tyreek is like, get the fuck off me. So Ghost blames Tasha for everything. He blames her on the way Tyreek has been acting up, that he's been selling drugs, and she's wondering why her name isn't on the list. The only reason she could get up there is because his name is still on the list. Proctor is talking to his little girl. He gives her this little necklace, and he opens it up, and it's like maybe like a little SIM card. He tells her that he's going to protect her and that he wants her to keep this close because it's their little secret. And, then they hug it out. Tasha and Tommy, they meet up once again. They're talking about Ghost and how Tyreek got expelled. Tasha, she needs money. She's willing to accept, whatever money Tommy can give her. Tommy no longer wants to help her. Tasha decides to bring up the fact that she ran into Keisha and that she brought up Holly. As soon as Tasha brings up Holly, immediately Tommy gets mad and he kicks her out. And then he speeds away. Tasha, she's walking down the street trying to get to her daycare and she runs into Zig. Zig wants his money. Tasha lets him know she knows about him. She heard that he's been, moving weight. And Zig is like, okay, you gonna tell the police? And she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, but I can help you. So Zig ends up giving her some drugs, so she can move the weight. Tommy breaks into Maria, the witness's apartment. He hides. Maria comes in with sacks. He's wondering why she's changing her statement back. She's basically like, the blindfold, it moved a little bit, and I was able to see, who shot my fiance, that it was Ghost. Tommy, he's just waiting for Sax to leave. Sax decides to leave. Tommy, he comes out. Maria, she's all scared. She got the envelope in her hand, the money that Ghost gave her. Tommy immediately, he shoots her dead, and that's that. He picks up the money, he leaves. Ghost and Ramona, they meet up and they have dinner. Ramona is trying to sweet talk her way to get Ghost back into the campaign. She's letting him know he can change. He doesn't have to be the old Ghost. He doesn't really believe her, but I feel like she's like the melanin version of Angela. She's the motivator, except she didn't do all that fuck shit that Angela did. All of that dirty shit, all of that illegal shit, but let me get back to it. So she's basically trying to get him back into the campaign, and Jamie, he's basically saying that he'll think about it. So she's touching his hand and they're just like, And then before he leaves, he said we should definitely do this again. One of Tommy's crew members, he calls Proctor and he asks about his whereabouts, and he ends up in the trunk of a car. Another one of Tommy's crew members, he decides to shoot him. If you know his name, please put it down in the comments. I do not know his name. I did a little research and I still do not know his name. But he is one of the guys that wanted Tommy's main man position. So he was the one that was like a little conniving. I don't know his name, so drop it in the comments, please. Tommy calls Tyreek. He wants to get some help setting up Proctor. He asked him to turn off the alarm, leave the back door open. He asked him if his dad's there. He said no. He's like, Uncle Tommy, I thought you was going to tell me before you did something to my dad. So he's already seeming a little concerned, and I know we're all like, why? But he's not ready for his dad to die yet. So Tyreek, he goes to do what Tommy said, and he hears some noise in another room. He opens the door to this little girl crying. He finds out that it's Proctor's daughter. So immediately, even though he's been doing some bad stuff, he's not completely evil. He asks the little girl if she wants to go get some ice cream. She's like, I don't like ice cream. He's like, how about some hot chocolate with some whipped cream? She's down for that. So he takes her out, make sure she's safe. He leaves the door unlocked. Tasha is trying to start a new business, especially since the daycare is not, funding the lifestyle that she is used to. So she calls one of her little friends up, the same one that told her about Zig and what he's been doing, and she asked for a little bit of assistance. Proctor, he's on the phone, and as soon as he turns around, Tommy is right there. He's ready. He starts shooting. Proctor got a gun. He starts shooting up the whole place. It's a mess. Proctor eventually gets into the room that his daughter was staying at. He's looking for her. He eventually calls her and he finds out that she's safe, that she's with Tyreek. He's telling her that he loves her. She's saying, will I see you again? And he lets her know, he's not going to see her again. He tells her to go to Uncle Benny's house, and that's the end of the call. Tommy breaks into the room. He's shooting gun. He's looking at Proctor. Proctor's looking at him. He guns him down, and that's it. Ghost heads to Marie's apartment to find her dead, to find the money missing. He picks up the envelope that had the money in there, puts it in his pocket. He already knows that Tommy did it. Tyreek decides to be a good guy for once, and he drops off Proctor's daughter to her Uncle Benny's house. Uncle Benny sees Tyreek. Tyreek sees Uncle Benny. Head nod, it's like a AKA a thank you. Vincent shows up randomly. He lets Tyreek know you done messed up. Tyreek has to get in the car, and then they drive off. Tyreek calls Ghost. Tyreek also texts Tommy. He wants them to meet up. Of course, Vince wants to see them. So when Ghost and Tommy show up and they see each other, basically, like, what you doing here? You set me up. Vincent comes out of nowhere. He lets them know that Tyreek, he messed up and they have to pay for his actions. So Vincent wants $2 million in 24 hours. So they have to team up to make this happen. I hope you all enjoyed episode 5. I know I did. It was action-packed. I hope you all enjoyed my recap. Thank you all for the support. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Show me some love. Comment down below. All right, guys. See you in episode 6. Thanks.